All right, what up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Another episode of the Crypto Breakdown. I am your host, Ryan Matta. We're going to dive right into it today. Bitsgap Bots, crypto trading bots for beginners. In my opinion, Bitsgap has the absolute easiest platform to use and the best customer service in the game. No questions asked, 100,000 times over. When it comes to programming and getting a crypto trading bot set up for the first time, everybody wants to make it out to be like it's the easiest thing ever, but there's really a lot to go in it and it's a lot to understand. But in a 20-minute video, now that I understand a large majority of how to set these up, I can explain it to you guys in 20 minutes. So in this video, I'm going to do my best to break down every aspect about the Bitsgap trading bots and how to get them set up. I've used bots like GunnyBot, where you actually use like a web GUI and you got to go in there and you choose these indicators that you want to buy and sell off of, and you need to choose the Bollinger Bands levels and all this and code it in and start it, and you need to have like a web terminal. So complicated, so much work. I don't even want to explain it. It's too much to even explain. And then you have things like 3 commas, where 3 commas was supposed to be super easy to set up, and I could never get the bots running. And then the customer service was like always through chat, and it took like a day or two to get a reply. And I just had a really bad customer service experience. I don't want to say anything bad about 3 commas. I just had a bad experience, and I could never get the bots up and running. So when it comes to Bitsgap, I reached out. I made one post on a video on Bitsgap, and within 24 hours, their team had wrote back and replied to my video. And I only had like 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers at the time, so it wasn't like I was this big YouTuber. And I'm not even a big YouTuber now. And they're giving me this level of customer experience, and the fact that they sent somebody from their team to come on the channel to do one-on-one interviews and training sessions with you guys, it's just amazing. So we're gonna have Ivan on the channel at least once a month, if not once every week. We're gonna aim for every Sunday. But I'm in the USA, he's over in Russia, so it's hard for me to make their times work with us. So just to give you guys an idea, we're going to try, and we have done it so far. So it's great, man. We love having Ivan here. So you don't just get my videos for training, you also get Ivan. So what is the most important thing about setting up these bots and having these bots be profitable? The most important thing is understanding where the price of a coin is going. So when they call it your base currency is either BTC, USD. It's what you pair a coin with. So when I say base currency, I'm going to be talking about whether it's going to be BTC or USD. So let me just kind of go into this a little bit more before I start diving down the rabbit hole. So the number one most important thing about setting up a crypto trading bot is understanding that you should be picking profitable coins that you plan to go up over the next week to 2 weeks. If the price of the coin is coming down, your bot's not going to be as profitable. The bot itself will still make profitable trades, but when price is going down, because the price of the coin is going down, your overall investment is going to be changing. The bot is still going to be making trades and making you profit. It's going to be taking that profit and paying you in your base currency. So for example, I have Matta, BTC. Every time Matta makes a trade and takes profit, it takes the profit in BTC and puts it into my account. So if I was trading this on USDT, I would just be putting USDT in my account. Now, what's great about Bitcoin or any of these other coins, when the price of those coins are going up and you turn on these bots, it's BTC is normally going up and the price of the coin that you're trading is going up. So when you're taking profits, you're taking them and you're making them in BTC. So it's super important that anytime you set up these bots, if you can, and the coin is actually on the exchange and there is actually a BTC pair with it, you always want to be setting your coins up to be traded with the base currency as BTC. So my pair or my coin is Matta and my base currency is BTC. Now this is one of the trades that I took and set up against Ivan's in the Bitsgap recommendation. I just love Matta, and I know that Ethereum and Bitcoin is going to be coming down right now, so it's going to pull the price of this coin, but I have really big high expectations for Matta, and I'm okay with setting it up and having a little bit of an L while we're getting started. Like for example, the other day, my profits down here, this is Pundy down here. I've been in this trade well after Ivan and the Bitsgap team told me to get out of it. I stuck in it because I was really confident that price of Pundy was going to come up. It just needed to finish doing its retrace process. So I was willing. I think yesterday my total profit, so my change of initial investment, so this is right here, is what has the percentage of your investment gone up since you invested in it. So just for example, if I gave the bot $1,000, my total investment would be down 0.3 0.38%. Had I just invested in that coin normally, I would want to say my investment would probably be down like 5 or 6%. But you can see over here my bot profit, which is this $23. The bot itself has made me $23 in profit taking trades. So it's been trading. My bot's trades have been profitable. So every time that bot has made a trade, it's made me profit. But since the price of the coin is still coming down, my initial investment technically has gone down. Now I can come over here and click on this and you can see your investment change. So my investment change has been up 3.65% since I entered this trade. And how you do this, if this was USDT, it would be easier to explain, but you take your total amount in open orders and then you add in your bot profit, and that is your total amount that you've made off this bot. You can watch my other video. I had a USDT or a USD pair running, so it's easier to explain. So if you want to see that explained a little bit better, you can jump over there and watch that video. So that is the most important part, is when you're setting up these bots, you want to be making sure that you're picking coins that are going to the upside. So if I jump over here, and I know we were in, let's just say right here, AOA, whatever AOA is. So this is what you want. Obviously, these are the coins you want to invest in, but they're also the coins that you want to be setting your bots up with. So you want to have a good idea that when you're starting a trade on a bot, that you're expecting this to happen. And this is how you're going to be most profitable. And you see how I have this one set up here in USDT? Again, remember what I just told you guys. You guys don't want to be trading USD. We are in a bull market. You always want to be set up with a BTC pair, Ethereum pair, one of the big name cryptos, you want BNB. You always want your quote currency to be BTC. You can come over here, you can choose the exchange, and this automatically links all of your exchanges together. So it's really sweet because I can make any trade on pretty much every exchange on the market right now from one place. The next thing I want to point out is SBot versus Classic Bot. So when I start this bot out, and let's just do it on USDT because it's easier to explain. So even though I'm going to be setting these up on BTC, we'll use USD just as the example so it's easier to see price. So we can see that the price of this coin is pretty much a penny, so this one will be easy to explain. So right now on this last run up here, if I grab my measuring tool and I say from the bottom to the top, I can see that this coin already ran up 100%. And if I jump over here, let's see what our time frame is. So this was in the last 3 days. From right here to here, we can see that the price of this bot, we can see that the price of this coin has ran up over 100%. So if I'm going to set this bot up for a week, I plan on, or I'm going to set this bot up for 2 weeks, and I know that in the last 3 days, prices ran up 100%. In reality, this price of this coin could run up 300, 400%. And that wouldn't be unrealistic expectation. So how Ivan explains it to me is I'm going to set my upper target up 300%. That way, if price takes off and skyrockets, it will not turn on the pump protection. So if price starts going parabolic and goes up too fast, they have built-in pump protection, and the bot will actually stop making trades if price goes up too fast. And I don't want to have to constantly come back over here and mess with my bots. So setting my upper level up 300% is not a bad thing. Yes, your bot will make smaller trades. So instead of trading, 10 cents per grid level or 20 cents or $10 or $20 per grid level, I might only trade 10 or 15 versus 20 because I'm adding more grid levels. Trust me, this is just, I try to really explain it because you would think you'd want to make your grid levels smaller so you could invest more per grid. But this is a strategy that Bitsgap has taught me. They've watched a million more bots run than I have. They've watched thousands of people now turn 1,000 into 10, 20, $50,000. I think one guy that's holding the record right now, last I heard, from January 1st to today, he's turned 1,000 into 110,000, and that was a couple days ago. And now that he's got that much money running on all these bots, he's probably making like 10K a week, if not a day, or something crazy like that. I gave these bots $3,000 to start, and within 2 days I had already made $200. Right now, like if I would have been working with Ivan and I had the time to stay up on these bots, Ivan's been really coaching me, I would almost guarantee that my $3,000 in a week could have been about $3,500, if not $4,000. But I don't have the ability to constantly be changing these. I'm doing so many things. And when I say time, I mean that I sleep 3 hours a night. I work a full-time job. I work 24 hours of overtime a month, if not 30. When I have my son, I'm a full-time dad, meaning I don't hire babysitters. I don't have anybody else watch my kid. I give him my 100% every time I have him. I don't have any days off. So when I say I don't have time, it's because I'm already sleeping 3 to 4 hours a night. And most days I wake up at that 3 or 4 hour mark and debate whether I want to go to sleep for an extra half hour or I want to take a shower that day. So majority of the time I'm getting up and taking that shower because I just can't not one. But you guys get where I'm going. I just so limited on time. A normal person that had an extra hour a day to spend on these could have been so much more profitable than I have been. The next downfall is that I'm in the USA. So if you're in any other country where you can use Binance Global, or you already have the VPN and everything set up. I had Binance Global back in 2017 when it was still allowed in the US. When they made the change, since I already had the regular, they knew that I was from the US, so I can't even VPN and set that up. I haven't tried setting up a second one yet, and I've heard that if they do catch you VPNing in, they give you they email you, they freeze your account, but you have 14 days to withdraw all your funds. They're not actually taking your money. I don't even think they legally can, but they could do something like Poloniex did, where they just cashed out all my coins, transferred them into USDT, and then I had a little link where I had to go and I had to get that money out in USDT. So I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm not advising you. This is not investing advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not advising you to invest in crypto in any way, shape, or form. This is just what I'm just telling you guys. So long story short, back to the bots. You always want to be your base currency. Your upper grid level, I would aim for 300%. So from whatever the current price is, put it up 300%. Whatever the lowest price is, I'm not going to plan on price coming down that drastically. But what's going to happen is when we have our trailing up on, and what I do is I come over here, and I always just start with 50. So I put my upper level up 300%. I kind of just pull my lower level where I think I should put it. So now you can see these are my grid levels. Since I have my trailing up on, it's always going to move the prices up. So as price of this coin goes up, it's going to constantly move my grid levels up. But when you're setting your lower grid level, what you're basically saying, from how I understand this works, is I have a percentage range right here, which is say 40%. So when the price of this coin starts to go up, and say it goes up to here, what you're most likely going to see happen is these green lines here these green lines down here are going to be moved up. And what was really confusing to me at first, I was like, man, it's so weird. I don't get it. Like, how does this grid, it's only going to buy crypto here and then it's going to sell it on every level as it goes up. No, that's not how this works. This is your buy. So I have a 40% buy zone here. If I come back over here, if I click on one of the bots that I'm already have up and running, you can actually see it made a buy order up here in the red. So the reds are sells, the greens are buys. So you can see that the bot's actually buying and selling in these ranges. This green zone here, this is not the only place the bot's gonna buy. This is kind of just you starting it out, and I don't really know how to explain it to where I can say that the bot's doing this and then it goes to this level and it drops down to this level. I tried having Bitsgap explain it to me, but you need to understand that I need to speak with the technical engineer that actually built these bots, not the employee that's helping train me and helping me set these up, because it's really a lot more technical and advanced. So I would love to be able to tell you, okay, what this bot's looking for is it's looking for price to go up, and after price goes up 1%, it'll place another buy order, and then once it sells one, then it can buy two more. I don't understand how this all works. I just know that this is your area for the buys. So if price drops below this point, this lowest grid level, this bot will not buy anything. If it goes out and price starts to go above here and you don't have trailing up on, once it gets to this upper grid level, it will literally start to sell you out of everything for your base currency. So once it breaks out of this upper red level right here, if you do not have trailing up on and price skyrockets up, so if you do not have trailing up turned on and price takes off and goes outside this upper zone, it's going to sell you out for 100% of your base currency. So I'd be trading Matta, and I could have started this bot for Matta with say $5,000. If it went up here and made me $1,000 profit, it will cash out. It will sell out of all my Matta. I will have no Matta left, and it'll give me all BTC. So I'll just have BTC back over here on my balance. And you can say, we had BPro turn on the other day, BPro BTC, and we just turned off that bot. So if you look over here, we can see my bot. Here's some of my bot history. So here's a good one. Here's BPro. So let's take a look at BPro. BPro, in 2 days, this bot made me 10% profit. So I would have started with, say $1,000 worth of BTC. It would have made me 10%. So in 2 days, the quote price of my Bitcoin that I actually had over here had increased by 10%. Plus I would have had my bot profit. So here's an easier way to explain it. Let's go over here and check HNT. So HNT, this bot ran for 4 days, right? So the bot profit itself was $113. So this one bot made me, and you can actually see I don't have to add this number to this number. The bot profit when I cashed out was $113. So that means my investment change in 4 days increased by 11.62%. You can see B Pro over here. B Pro is a little different. I just know that B Pro, I made 10.46%. So my $1,000 would have made $4, give or take. These bots are so easy to set up. And even the ones like I'm down on Crow right now. Okay, wow, I'm down 0.2 cents. Oh, bummer. FTM, I took a 9% loss, 8% loss. Had I stuck in FTM and not been second guessing Ivan and Bitsgap, I would have left that in there like they wanted me to. I would have won. I would actually won because Phantom took off and I was just an idiot and got nervous. And when they tell me I just need to listen and not do my own thing, I need to take advice from the pros and I need to be happy that I'm in it. And yeah, and just on these bots that are running here, I'm up $30 on all 4 of these bots, and that's only out of $2,787. So I originally wanted to start these bots with $3,000 and give these bots $3,000 a trade starting April 1st we're going to do a 30-day challenge where I'm trying to do 3K to 30K. So I'm trying to take these bots and show you guys that you can take 3,000 and turning it into 30K. So that's my goal. We're going to see how long it takes me to get there. And the more time I get and the more time I can focus on these bots. And had I been listening to Ivan this whole time, I would have been killing it. But again, I haven't been. But he's in our Telegram group and he's there to help you guys and help you guys with anything that you guys need. So those links will all be down in the description. So let's do a recap first. So we know that anytime we're in a bull market, we want to be trading Classic Bot versus S Bot. Classic Bot buys and makes trades every grid level. So when I close out a bot, I can come over here and I'm pretty sure I can see my closed orders. So I can see that every time that this B Pro bot was running, every trade it was buying 930 shares of B Pro. So when you're using the classic bot is buying the same amount of shares every trade. If you're using S bot is buying the same dollar amount. So when you have a price of a coin like B Pro going up and every grid level, I'm trading 930 shares of B Pro. If the price of B Pro doubles, it goes 2x, then I'm still trading. The amount that I'm making per trade has doubled. If I do S bot is trading the same amount of dollars every trade. So if it buys $10 worth every grid level, it's always going to buy $10 worth every grid level. That's better for what I understand is for like when price is running sideways or when price may be coming down just a little bit, getting ready to take off again. I don't know why you'd ever really want to use S-Bot. After I learned I learned how much better Classic Bot was. It just seems to me that I always want to be using Classic Bot. But again, I'll do some more videos on that. But for now, I just recommend definitely just doing Classic Bot, not S-Bot. Always pair your pairs with BTC. If I were to do a percentage, I would do a 300% upper limit. My lower price, I want to kind of go back, and I'm going to go back, say, 2 weeks in time, and I'm going to set my lower grid level. I'm going to set my lower grid level to the same place that the lowest that price has ever been in the last 2 weeks. So I got my upper level up 300%. I got my lower level pretty much at par with whatever the lowest price was for the last couple of weeks. The next thing is important is your grid step level. So say you just wanted to use 100%. Like I have $400 right here in my account. This shows you how much you have available that I could turn on a bot right now. So it's also super important, right? Why I still have $400 left in my account is because you want to make sure that you have extra balance for those bots to pretty much use. So for example, I wanted to bring $3,000 to start with. I turned on bots using $2,787. I still have an extra $400 in my account. You want to have about 10 to 20% extra of available balance. So I have an extra $400 worth of BTC just sitting in my account. So that way, if the bot needs to use a little bit of extra money, it can actually go over there and grab it. Going to stay with whatever you actually set it with, but every once in a while, for whatever reason, it'll be in too many trades. If it wants to make another and you have it over there in your available balance, it'll actually grab it and use it. If it doesn't, it just won't enter a trade on that grid level. It's rare that it doesn't, but you always just want to make sure you got some extra cash on your balance when you set these bots up. The next thing is your grid levels. So if I was going to be starting a bot on B Pro, for example, you want to give your bot the ability to buy here and run up a little bit before it actually initiates a sell order or before it places another buy order. So if you put your grid levels too tight, your bot's not making as much profit per trade. where this trade, it could have easily made maybe say like 1.73% per trade. If you set your grid levels to 1, sometimes it'll actually sell you out and take profits on that trade. And if it would have just held in a little bit longer, it would have made that extra, 0.5% or extra 1/4%. So I personally, it can go both ways, because then you can say, well, if price didn't go up that amount, then it wouldn't have made that sell and I would have lost that profit. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. But I know that you make more profits and bigger profits when you have your grid levels a little bit farther apart. So I personally, I'm kind of testing this theory out and doing a couple different ways. And again, Ivan recommends about like a 1.5 to a 2% grid level. I've been trying to test things out and using like a 1.25 to a 1.75. And when price takes off in these coins and starts running, man, oh man, is it cool how these bots trade. So you can see here, I'm not placing a ton of trades. So maybe if I would have had my grid levels a little bit tighter, I could have made a few more trades in between these ranges. But it's also nice. The only thing that I don't like is how confusing it is to actually understand how much profit you make per trade. Like this one, I have to come over here while the bot's running, and I have to go into my settings, and I have to add this price to this price, and then it still gives it to me in BTC. Then I have to get out my calculator and convert it. Bitsgap, it would be so nice and you would attract so many more customers if right here you would have an entry amount. Bot started with $1,000. So far, total profits are X. And if you're trading against a BTC pair, another column that says BTC current profits, your total $1,000 plus what the bots made you in profit gives you this, because you're taking profits in BTC. So if from the time you have started investing in it, if the price of BTC keeps going up, you're actually making, whatever, 50% on Matta, and then you're making another 5 or 10% or 20% as the price of Bitcoin's going up. It would be very nice to have all that here broken down, especially for us dumb money beginners. You guys got to make it a little bit more simple for everybody to actually understand. And in my opinion, if this was my exchange, I would have a button like when I click right here, and I know you can hit read more, but I don't see a read more on Classic Bot. It would be nice because we got all this space over here on the right hand side. If you guys want, I'll make you guys some videos. You guys could just put a link to one of my videos. They click it up, and I'll make you guys explainer videos that explains exactly what SBot is, how I did that. KuCoin, this would be where you pick your exchanges. Another video over here saying if you don't see any exchanges in this exchange window, it means you haven't linked these exchanges yet. Please click this button and follow the directions, and then having a step-by-step breakdown video for absolute beginners. The better you guys make this platform and the easier you make it for beginners to understand. Like if I wanted to put lower price right here, there should be a little tab with a little button right here. I click, here's what we recommend. So if you go back 2 weeks in history and you look back down here and you see that price is right here, we suggest that if you're going to run a bot on a 2-week time period, that you go back and you set your lower grid level to whatever the lowest price has been. Like this should have a video with a link right here. You guys should make this so easy for the absolute beginner to use that anybody can come on here, set up a bot in less than half a day, say 6 hours, because there's a lot to learn here, so you do got to do some work. But in half a day, if I could get these bots set up and understand everything about how this all works, man, you guys system would be on the next level. So you guys know that I'm not paid. You guys are hearing me. I'm kind of dogging on them a little bit. I know they're still newer, and they're a few changes away from having the absolute best crypto trading bot platform on the planet. And again, these bots scalp trade. They are scalper bots. They're not running off like super advanced algorithms and trading signals. Like you can program bots to do a lot. Like I just showed you guys all of Paul's indicators. So these indicators use bearish, bullish divergence. These give 6-star trade entry points. So when you want to know when to enter a trade, you come over here. It would be so dope if I could take Paul's indicators and say, yeah, Bitsgap, this is the indicator I want to be using. When it paints this 6-star trade, that's when I want to turn on a bot and start the bot trading. Or I want the bot to be trading off just these indicators alone. So Bitsgap, I know you guys are doing your own thing, but I think you guys are really missing out on the fact that I don't have the ability to work with outside companies and use my own indicators to run your bots, because your bots are crushing it. Man, I would be so excited if that could happen, but I'm limited to using a Bitsgap bots where I don't know what your indicators are. I don't know how they're using. I can't even figure out how these bots are making trades. I just see that they're putting green and red dots, but I don't know what it's actually signals it's using. And probably because I didn't do enough research to actually understand that, but I don't know how that bot works. I just know that they made me, $200 if I go back over to my spot history. I know if I were to added up all these before I started on moving everything to KuCoin, so just BAT, HNT, FTM, and OXT were the first 4 bots I turned on, that $3,000 in 4 days made me $220 profit or something like that. So I'm pretty sure that's pretty much a wrap. I know I got to get running to work today. It's a 30-minute video. I always set up my trailing profit. So your trailing profit, what that's going to do is you see your grid levels here. Price starts here. This is my lower grid level. as price goes up, what it's going to do, once it gets, say this is probably, say that's just 10%, just for example. Once price goes up 10%, it'll then move these up. This will all turn blank down here, and it'll start making your new grid levels all through up here. And then this will be your, basically your safe zone. So if you don't have a stop loss on, and we start a bot right here on this bottom green line, or say we started a, let's go back to where it actually was. Let's put it back to like normal. It's like right here. So if I start a bot and the bot comes on and goes down below this price, the bot is going to hold on to all of your mana, and it's just going to stop making trades. So it'll continue to buy all the way down here. And once it breaks through here, it's not going to sell. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to sit and wait. If you have a stop loss on, and you can see right there, I had my stop loss. What it's going to do when price drops and breaks below that point is it's going to sell all your mana for BTC. And that's what you're going to have. So it's going to sell your current for your base currency being BTC. Your take profit is not like a specific point when it says price gets to this point, I'm going to take my profit. I can say I'm going to turn this bot on, and whenever that bot makes me $50 profit, I want the bot to close out and sell out all of my mana for my base currency. So go ahead and run mana, make me 50% profit, close me out. Or if I just know that price is going to go up with this coin probably for like a day or two, and price of this coin is going to rise up 15 or 20%, and I don't want to worry about like readjusting anything or closing out my levels, I can, after you run these a little bit, you can get an estimate of how much that bot's going to make you in a couple days, whether it's 10, 15, 20%. So if I know price is going to run up 50% on a coin, and that bot's going to be trading me, might make me 50 or 100% profit, I can just go ahead and set my profit for 50%, turn it on, let the bot run. It'll automatically close me out when I'm done, when I hit that target price range. I've never used take profit. I very rarely have stop losses in place because I set pretty big windows here. So price can go up and down here like you saw, like 10%, and I'm not really worried about it. And in my opinion, I'm not really ever turning a bot on when I'm expecting price to ever drop, or even if it's a remotely a close possibility that price is going to drop 10%. So I guess, yeah, you could turn wherever your lower price level is. If you wanted to, you could turn on a stop loss, or you could actually move your stop loss up really tight. The last thing I want to point out, if I already have mana and I want to start my bot, and I want that bot to just start buying and trading, and I already have mana, I can just move my lower price up here to right wherever the current price of this coin is. So I have no grid levels down here. And what it's going to do is it's going to start your bot. It's going to start out by just using your mana. And most likely it's going to sell some because it needs some base currency. So if you have a ton of mana and you want to trade it with BTC, you just set your lower price to the current price. And then what it's going to do is it's going to automatically start setting grid levels, because it's going to automatically start selling coins so that it has BTC so that it can buy more coins. So it needs to sell them first so it actually has money to trade with, because it needs some of both. So once you turn your bot on, your bot's going to sell a ton right off the bat. It's going to have BTC. And then it's going to start making new green grid levels for you. And your chart will end up looking something like that. And if I had a tool over here where I could actually put little dots, pretend like these are little circles. So it automatically sell a bunch. So it sell a ton of your mana. Right here, one big sell order. Say you gave it $1,000. Let's just do this simple. Say you gave it $1,000. It's going to sell. Let's just say it sells 500 worth of mana right off the bat. So there's a big sell order for mana. So now, every time it goes up a grid level, it'll sell. And then every time it drops down a grid level, it'll start to buy and buy and buy. And it'll just set your grid levels. And I'm not really sure with, like, I know, like I said, when you set your lower price here, and then price, if price comes down, it'll stop buying down here. But when you start your bot right here, at even, and you tell it to start, I don't understand how when price comes down that it keeps buying, because your lower price level should be that limit where it just stops making trades at. But I assume it probably puts probably like a 10% thing on here and says, when I start at 0, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that, 10% from there. It just seems so confusing. I don't understand how that works. Again, another great place to have a video over here, Bitsgap, that explains that to people. And that really teaches these, because if you guys made this platform a little bit more explanative, where I didn't have to make videos like this, they were already here, you guys would be on a gold mine here, because your bots are so profitable and they do so well, and everything else is great for a beginner aspect. That's the only confusing part. So in my personal experience, if I already had mana, I personally would sell half of it. I would come over here, set up my grid levels myself, and then turn that bot on and let it do its thing. I would give it a total, I would make sure that my total investment was say 1,000. I would make sure I have $200 of BTC in the balance extra. I would turn the bot on with $1,000. I would set my lower price over here down whatever the lowest price of that coin was. Set my upper grid level up 300%. Turn the bot on and let her rip. So that is the great thing. So there's 3 different levels that you can use when you sign up for these bots. So it's really important that you guys come over here and you guys understand the price levels on these bots. So let me break this down for you guys. So it's really important you guys understand how this works, right? So your monthly trade limit, how Ivan explained it to me is if you have a bot and you're giving that bot more than $500, your monthly trade limit will be exceeded because it's buying and trading those microtransactions. I mean, one bot I seen, if with the smaller grid levels, had done, it was like $1,000 bot and it did like 1,700 trades or something like that in a couple hours or an hour, 5 hours or a day, whatever. Thousands of trades in a day. So even if it's making, $10 per trade and it's doing 1,000 of those in a day, that's $10,000 in trades. So your monthly trade volume, the only time I recommend the $19.99 one, and I recommend it for everybody, is when I'm using and I'm scaling in and out of trades. So if I come over here to the trading platform, I can come over here. I can choose any exchange I want to trade on. KuCoin, for example. I can trade my pair, BTC USD. Or let's just say I wanted to do a USDT, want to keep it simple. I wanted to trade Cardano. I can buy Cardano on KuCoin. I can buy Cardano on Binance US. I can buy it on Coinbase Pro. And I can buy it on Bittrex. All from one place. Take profits. Stop losses. I can adjust targets into 2 or 3 zones. So I can say I want to buy, and I always like to use market, so I'm buying at the current market price. So I can say I want to buy 1,000 coins of Cardano. It's going to be $1,200. I'm going to set my take profit, and I can do it in 3 ranges, right? And this is how I tell everybody to scale out of the trades. When I'm charting out the price of a coin like Cardano, for example, I would be pulling out my fib extension tools. And this is going to be a really lame example, but I would pull it out. I'd get my fib levels, and I would say, okay, price on Cardano, I'm predicting is going to retrace down here, for example. Price is going to retrace down here. It's going to test the 236. Then price is going to rise up here, rise to the upside. It's going to hit the 0.786. It's going to retrace down, and then it's going to take off here again, rise to the upside, and it's going to be hitting my target price of 0.186. So let's say I want to take profits at the 0.786 would be my 85% target price range. So I come over here and I would say I want to take 85% at this level. My next level would be the 1. I'm going to say I'm going to hold out. I'm going to take 10% at the 1. And then I'm going to keep my last 5% in here for the 618. And I can know the 618 as at $1.27. So I can see $1.27 right there. My next trade here was at $1.24. So I come over here and say, but it actually has them perfectly done up for me, so I don't even have to kind of figure out where they are. I can see my first target profit was at 122 right there at the 1. Would be at 123. So you can see it changes my percentage right there. So I'd be making 2.63% profit if I hit that target. And then I can see up here, this target was at 124.4. So I can come over here and change this to 124.4. And I can see I'd be making 3.8% profit. And if I hit my upper target, which is up here at $1.27, I'd be making 6%. So I'm taking 85% of my investment out of the trade at level 1, 10% out at level 2, and keeping that last 5% in there at level 3. I can then turn on a stop loss. Simple. Always use 5%. If I'm trading Bitcoin, sometimes it's 2 or 3, but these altcoins 5% seems to be the projected price. So I can say if I start this trade with $1,000 and I hit my stop loss, I'm losing $60. So it's so nice to understand exactly what you're going to lose without having to do any work or think about anything. This is the best thing. I'm going to make an entire video just on scaling in and out of trades using Bitsgap because this is the cream of the crop. So when I'm looking at pricing, even if I only wanted to test out the bots and dick around, so when I'm looking at the plan for $19.99 a month, even if I was only going to have 2 active bots and be just barely messing around with the bots, the fact that I can scale in and out of these trades so easily without even thinking, it's a no-brainer, right? That $20 is going to pay for itself. And the best part about this, if you use my affiliate link, they will give you 2 weeks to test out this platform. So you can test it out for 2 weeks. And if you don't see that you're saving yourself $20 a month getting in and out of trades, just test it out. Be like, oh yeah, I'm going to scale out of these trades, or I'm going to take profit at this point, and tell yourself you're going to do that. And when you miss that point and you lose money, just jot it down on your notes for like a couple weeks and see how much money it adds up to. Because if it adds up to over 20, it's a no-brainer. This platform pays for itself. The next one is the $44 a month one. So how Ivan had told me, if you're using less, like $200 to $500, this is an okay plan, but you still might hit your trade limit. And once you hit your trade limit, your bot's just going to stop trading. I don't know how it catches you out or what it does, but I know it's going to stop trading and you're just going to be at your limit. The $44 a month one, you have a 100K trading limit and you're having 5 bots available. So I think that the target price, if you have any more than $1,000 that you're giving to bots, that you'll probably hit your trade limit on this. I think they might have said 1,200, but I'd just say 1,000 to be extra safe. So pretty much if you're going to be bringing over and giving these bots more than $1,000, you want to be on this $110 one. In my experience, if you join our Telegram and you bring over $3,000 to start this bot with in the first 2 weeks, I would almost not guarantee, because a lot of work goes into it and you have to be good and you have to program and you have to understand how these work. But once you understand them, I think that in the first 2 weeks, you should easily with even over $1,000 be able to make this $110 back in 2 weeks. But with $3,000, I made $250, $240, $260, $210, whatever, 200 something it was in 4 days. So I had paid for 2 months free in 4 days. So I'm already, and all my other bots are killing it as well. Not killing it, but they're doing good. They're making profits. I would have been in Pundy for sure, and I wouldn't have made $35 in profit on Pundy. I would have been down whatever the price that coin dropped was. So the bot is protecting my investment. So in my classes that I'm teaching people, personally, I never take a leg one trade. Unless I have 6 signs of confirmation on every single one of Paul's indicators, I do not enter trades in the first leg. So it's too questionable, but I possibly would be turning a bot on the first leg trade. Now the third leg trade is also somewhat risky because you don't have that many levels of confirmation, but it's also the most profitable, and it's when you see those prices just take off and go parabolic. So I'm thinking about starting to turn my bots on leg 3 trades, taking leg 5 trades myself, and then if I do turn a bot on a leg 3 trade and it's really profitable and killing it, awesome, I might just leave that bot on and let it keep ripping. Yeah, that's going to be my strategy. So I'm teaching you guys this whole strategy, guys. If you guys want to sign up for my coaching classes, the first 3 videos that you'll watch, about 10 hours worth of content summed up into, there's certain parts of the videos that are live streamed. So I'm live doing one-on-one coaching, showing you guys about free indicators, how to set up the best free indicators for trading crypto. In the first 3 classes alone, you get your $25 worth, 100%. So yeah, just to recap on that, $200 to $500, the least amount you could bring into Bitsgap to start a bot with would be about $250. And why is that? That is because when a bot makes a trade, the smallest amount of money per trade that bot can make is $10 worth, because that's Binance's rules for trading is $10 per trade. I think most exchanges have that same threshold. You have to be making at least a $10 trade. It's not the amount of coins like Dogecoin back in 2015. I mean, my $10 was 100,000 shares or something crazy like that. So keep that in mind, guys. $19.99 is about $200 to $500. I would say $250 to $500. Level 4 is say $500 to $1,000. And then Pro, you would need to have, Pro would be for anything if you're bringing anything over $1,200. I would just say over $1,000. All right, YouTube. So that's a wrap on the crypto trading bots. Hopefully I covered every single thing that you needed to learn or needed to understand about how these bots actually work. I'm going to be constantly making more videos like this. Again, my name is Ryan Matta. We have a private crypto coaching classes that I'm teaching. If you guys want to join our members only, I try to go live at least once a night. My goal is to do 1 hour a night, 7 days a week, but it's actually 7 hours of live training per week. This week, the first day we went live, I did 3 or 4 hours. The second day was a straight 7-hour grind session, setting up, charting Elliott waves, teaching you guys everything there is about formations in the Elliott wave and how to use free indicators. The third video was a full recap on days 1 and 2. So anybody that watched videos 1 and 2, even if you had no experience trading crypto, you have a pretty dang good idea of how to chart these coins out and where prices and price action is going based off of the Elliott waves and using the Fibonacci tools and using all the other free indicators that I set you guys up with. Moving forward, we're going to be live streaming once a night. We're focusing on the top 30 coins, the top 30 altcoins, based off of volume and size. So we're not chasing down these new T coins, I call them turd coins, that are just coming out, and NFTs that are launching and all this stuff. Too risky, too much work. We're looking to aim to take 5 to 10 to 20, sometimes even 100% profit per trade. And we're looking to do it consistently on a continuous basis. So I'm teaching you guys the formula that I'm using. The first day that we pulled up coins and charted out coins, I pulled out 5 coins, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the group thought I was crazy. In the first 24 hours, every single coin was playing ball, playing formation on its way to targets. I think 3 out of 5 hit all 3 target levels. How I showed you how to scale in and out, 85%, 10%, 5%. So then we went back on the last night and we just recapped and made a recap video on all those trades and redialed in the training, and I explained to people how here's what Elliott Wave's supposed to do. But I've been doing this every night for like, you know, the last 3 months, every single night for 3, 4, 5, 7 hours a night. And here's what I'm seeing. So here's what it's supposed to do. Here's what I've actually noticed. And I'm teaching you guys how I've modified the formula a little bit to make my own strategy that seems to really be playing out really, really well. And we're also using the indicators, the crypto bundle from Paul's with Global Trading Solutions or Global Trading Software. So much goes into this class. I can't keep talking, guys. This video is going to be forever. But I love you guys. I'm doing as much work as I can to help you guys take your cryptocurrency trading experience to the next level. I would love to have you guys in this members only group. I can't guarantee that I'm going to do it after this month. It's been so much work. I have so many other things going on. I definitely won't have to spend all that time because everything's going to be recorded. So after this first month, a lot of these videos, if you join the group, it's going to be like, okay, go watch video 1, then come back and ask your questions. Go watch video 3. All the videos are going to be there, and it's going to be your responsibility to do the homework, watch the videos so you fully understand how to set everything up. Then after that, if you pull up a coin, chart out a coin, you want me to take a look at that chart and review to see how it looks for you? Absolutely. I'll grade it for you. I'll point out the areas where I would have done things different. So it's a team that I'm building of people that want to learn. I'm the coach. I'm helping coach you guys and guide you guys in the right direction. Hopefully you guys, you know, go home, put in the extra hours of homework, study harder than I am, and really take your crypto trading to the next level. So thank you guys so much for stopping by the channel. I got to get to the 9 to 5. So love you guys. You guys have a great day. I'll see you tonight in our live streams. Peace.